Hello everybody, how are you guys doing tonight? Welcome into the stream. Got some fun stuff we're gonna do. How you guys doing? Alright. Mydral Misfit, John Lockridge, welcome in. I am going to jump in here in this lovely blank space we have here. So, a couple things. I told some people I'd show off some stuff this evening. What's up, Raja? What's going on? We're gonna get to that. There is something else I want to show you guys. I have a mini here that I'm going to assemble and give away, and this is replacing our original giveaway mini that we had planned for this week for our February giveaway, but this is only going to give away, and this is a little different. This is what we're giving away here. A StarCraft Protoss. Is that a Zeratul? Is that what that's called? Or is that a person? I don't know. I've never played StarCraft in my life, so I don't know who this is or what this is, but I'm gonna assemble and paint this mini, and we're gonna give this away to somebody on Thursday. Whoa, welcome in. So I figured I'd assemble it tonight. It sounded like a fun little project, so we're gonna do that. This mini is one of the main Protoss characters and is a total... Okay, sweet. Oh, good to know. So we got something fun to paint. This is made by Archon Studios, which is cool. I have painted minis from them on stream. A couple minis. I have a bunch of their minis that I bought and never painted. But, yeah, so, someone local to me, who actually just kind of joined the channel, has been watching streams, got a couple of these minis and very graciously donated one to me to do with as I please, and I chose to do a giveaway here, so it was very nice of them. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do with it. Dark Templars, there's all sorts of fun stealth powers and some teleport shenanigans. Okay, all right, so StarCraft fans, get ready. So let me get some things out here. We're gonna start with that. I got some other cool things to show off, but I'm assuming this works. Any other plastic minis? Love Like Truck, welcome in. How you doing? Yeah, I'm hoping it's fun mini. We'll see. Like I said, I have painted Archon Studio minis before, and they've been very reasonable and very paintable from my experience. You'd approve the color choice. Yeah, that's right, the box art. Yeah, it is really nice box art. Like that. Lots of blues. So, yeah, this is a promo miniature. It has customizable options, so I was told that it almost basically assembles two minis. You just only get the one base. I don't know, let's see. Is that everything? I think that's everything here. All the StarCraft models look top tier, yeah. Nice. Here we go. Let's check it out. So they give clear plastic. That is pretty legit. And that's like, can you just make him clear? If you can just make a stealth version of that, dude, that'd be so baller. Like old school Frodo wearing the ring, or Bilbo with the ring miniature from Games Workshop. We're gonna check that out. We're gonna try that and see what they can do. Yeah, that's cool. Warlord or Archon Studios is really good with clear plastic. Yeah, this is something they do. They do like transparent and clear plastic. Painting more lizards, nice, very nice. And this is kind of your basic sprue. Yeah, a lot of these pieces look similar, except like these base pieces. Well, sweet. Let's check it out. Nice feature here. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys a thing I appreciate. It's very minor, but it's nice. When they have the numbers, they also have an arrow that points to where the piece is. So that's 19, and the arrow points down, and that's piece 19. Nice. It's a little thing, but it is nice. They're wonky shape, sprue shapes, and everything. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. Yeah, he said he's stealthy. Yeah, that's appropriate. Right? Oh, cut off a little short. Tuvon, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? Looking through these instructions. Okay, let me see something. So, this is piece number 6. It looks like that piece. That's piece. Yeah. Guys, they give you 2 of them. One of them's clear. One of them is clear and completely stealthed out. That's incredible. And I think plastic glue will work on this. We're going to experiment with it, but plastic glue I think works on this. 2 feet of snow. Holy cow, Tuvon. You stay safe. Take it easy. Hunker down. Batten the hatches. Do all the things you need to do. That's crazy, dude. 2 feet of snow. We got like an inch of snow today, but I think most of it's melted away at this point. All right. First things first. Let's put this base together. There we go. Third state of emergency. Good deal. Okay, so we'll start with piece 21. We'll just work our way around here. Guys, I'm going to give this mini away probably on Thursday. We're going to paint it and give it away. That's the plan. Piece number 10. I don't see piece 10 yet. I see piece 15. 8, 16, and 15. Okay. Oh, excuse me. It was a little weekend. How's your guys' weekend? Had a busy weekend. Okay. It's piece number 8. There's 16. And we need 15. Right, I said 15. 15 is this big piece right here. Okay. Jaded Valkyrie, welcome in. In stream for that, yeah. Get your entries in, guys. It's free to enter into my giveaways. All you gotta do is you gotta be like a follower, or if you're on YouTube, a subscriber, and then you just have to comment during the stream. That's it. Stop by and say hi. I'll write your name down. If you want an additional chance at winning this, then if you're a paid member of the Patreon, you get an additional entry. So it's free to enter. Patreon members get a little bit of an extra entry though. We're going around and trim some pieces. Sarah Elizabeth, welcome in. I am building. Oh, what is his name? Hold on. This guy, Zeratul, a promo mini from StarCraft, the StarCraft tabletop miniature game, and I'm going to give him away this week. After I paint him, I'm going to paint him on stream and give him away. Yeah. So if you're a StarCraft fan out there, it's crazy. I never played StarCraft. Never played it in my life. Always been huge into RTSs since like 1998 or 1999 or something. But StarCraft just completely missed me. Starlit Misfit, welcome in. Welcome. I do have some minis. There were some people that requested to see a couple different minis. I brought them, so I'm going to show you guys. I got a couple other things I wanted to show you too. Do some show and tell this evening, but otherwise, I wanted to put this cool little mini together. Start getting it prepped so I can prime it and everything. Did a little bit of personal hobbying this weekend. Highland Porter's blade is green. They use green energy blades. Okay, I figured I would just try to paint him a bit like the box art. I wasn't gonna reinvent the wheel or anything on this mini. Okay, let's see here. Looks like it might go there. Yep, oh, look at that. It was like first try. Very nice. We have our local, our resident expert, StarCraft expert here. Explain to me why I'm doing what I'm doing is, why what I'm doing is wrong. Go, there we go. Geez, they're called Ridge Runner Kit Patch. Oh, cool, very cool. Starlit. This thing goes right there. Okay, but I think more importantly, yeah, this one goes down first. Right there. Okay. Everything you're doing is wrong and dumb. Yep, yep. Steel glue sticking on there. Okay. Alright. There we go. So first bits of the base. Let's get the next bits. Piece 10 and piece 9. I assume this is piece number 10. Looks a lot like it. Time for bed. They sneak some hobbying. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Alright. That was piece 10. Now where's number 9? Okay. It's a big skull thing. There it is. Got Votann to build. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I assembled a couple minis. I did some magnetizing. I was actually really proud of this magnetizing that I did. I'll show you guys some Thousand Suns stuff. Der Schotten, welcome. Welcome in. How are you doing? Okay. Clean this guy up. I'm going to try to do this mini justice. I know this game, I think, officially releases in March, right? Like end of March or something. So, yeah. Magical Banana, welcome in. How you doing? Chilling on YouTube. You wish I do an Escalation League here? Yeah. Okay. let's get this base together and I'll show you guys my magnetizing. Is that it? There's a, yep, pretty sturdy. A Zerg skull. What kind of Zerg is that? It's a Hydralisk. Okay, there we go. Great, happy I can make it after way too many months of stress. Yeah. I understand, and I'm glad you can come hang out. Yeah. What's a Hydralisk? Like a mid-range beast? I don't know. Like a Tyranid warrior. Okay. Or stream too late. Yeah. That is fair. Yeah. I can't stream all hours of the day, so I know I'm gonna kind of miss some people, right? It's like a complex base. Wasn't too bad. Everything really fit really well. So great deal. I have assembled way too many Primarch bases that are just a nightmare. Like a 10-hour project just assembling the base. Figuring out how everything goes together. SKMP, I plan on doing 2 things: shoveling and hopping. Nice. That sounds like a good snowstorm project. Shoot spines and big old claws, mostly ranged in games, but they can attack both air and ground. It's okay. Say I broke my leg just to have time for your streaming. There you go, yeah. Break a leg out there, yep. I hope it wasn't too serious. If you really did break your leg. Alright, so we got this. I'll show you guys real quick. Let me, oh, okay. That's as far as I can zoom out. Alright, so, you already did, yeah. So I got my 3D printer back up and running. And I wanted to print, like, something for myself, for my Thousand Suns. So I was able to print a very nice looking proxy here. Or the back is always looks a little messed up. I can clean that up a little bit, but the turret is a separate piece, and I figure if I wanted a different main weapon, this turret is 2 pieces. It's the actual turret and then the gun that sits on here, and it fits together really well. So I could just print a new turret, and it just sits on there, nice and heavy. This is a big hollow print. You can hear it. So that's the turret, and also I have 2 of them. Okay, so the other fun thing are the sponsons. So these sponsons are a lot harder to magnetize. Well, the way I normally magnetize sponsons if I were to magnetize them. But what I did do, it looks really sloppy. This is a 6x2mm magnet. That's a 6x2mm magnet. I filled in with some green stuff to secure them. They sit in just fine. So, just like that. It's really sturdy. Takes a lot to pull off. So, yeah, if I want different I think the only other sponsons I would get would be heavy bolters. I can print some heavy bolter looking pieces, but there we go. We have some more tanks. Yeah. I haven't my printer's still chugging along. It's showing its age and definitely has some struggles going, but the thing's a beast. So, and these prints turned out amazing. Yeah. It's the Pew Pew Predator. Yeah, this is a good like anti-medium vehicle loadout, and this loadout's super cheap. So, and Heresy, this is a 120 point loadout for one of these, which is legit, very legit. So 2 of those 240 points, less than 10% of my points allotment. That's solid. That's a good amount of firepower. So I would happily take 4 of those exact tanks, and I have considered printing more. And what's great about printing these, essentially the big thing I print, and this is multiple pieces. There's the hull, there's the engine housings, there's the door and the treads, but I can print this and magnetize it, and then I can basically have whatever Predator I want, because you just make the different yeah, the different turrets, you just pop on the sponsons. They're good to go. So I got a bad feeling he doesn't know why now. Yeah. Someone at GW. Just freaking out. Hey man, they're not gonna sponsor me anyway. I don't care. Heresy Predators look so much better. They do, yeah. They have crazy weapon options in the Heresy ones too. So piece 19 and piece 5. Piece 5 is weird cowl thing. Okay, there it is. Yeah, you can load out Predators, but basically whatever weapons you want, they have. Let me say piece 19, piece 5. They have Melta variants, they have Graviton cannons, there's conversion beamers, las cannons, Volkite, plasma. Yeah, just so much. We're gonna try plastic glue on the clear plastic. So guys, this mini came with this extra sprue here. This extra sprue is literally just the character, but in clear plastic. They did the old school, like Frodo wearing the ring mini that like GW used to do. They would do like the ring bearer minis and they put them all out in clear plastic. It's great. I'm basically going to assemble 2 of these dudes, and then we'll kind of figure out what we're doing from there. Predator Walker win? I don't have any plans. No. Can't see a thing. Okay, there's a little nub. Alright. My understanding with this game, with the StarCraft game, so this isn't necessarily a game I plan on getting into. StarCraft was never like an art style that really appealed to me overall, and I was never good at, like, I loved classic RTSs when I was like, you know, young teenager or whatever, but I was never good at them. And StarCraft was very much a game of like intense micro and moving really fast, and I'm the kind of player where like I build the thing and send them to war, and I like zoom in and watch them fight each other. Like, that's how I play these games. So I was never very good at these, but oh, dang it. There you are. All right. But my understanding is the way this game plays is you make your army to go to battle, and you can purchase buildings, and the buildings kind of affect what you do and everything. But when a game starts, you only deploy half your army. And try this clear plastic. I hope this works. You might not know if this works really well until like tomorrow though. So you deploy half your army, and the rest of the army you basically like train to bring on like an old school RTS. So you notice your opponent is bringing like a swarm, you know, just a bunch of infantry, then you pull in some stuff that's like anti-infantry, and you know, kind of work from there. Okay, piece number 1. Now we're getting into piece number 1. That's 14. That's 6. That's 1. Okay. Photos are really zoomed in. It makes it look like the pieces are a lot bigger. Or yeah, people in Korea tend to be really good at these kinds of games. I have heard Eastern European people tend to be really good at RTS games. Like have like Crazy Micro. It's also like a trend. So not me. Never me. That's why I stuck with Total War. As old school Total War, you didn't need to have any micro. It was turn-based, and then you go into battle, and the odds are so much in your favor that it didn't matter. But even then, like the battles took long enough to where you could make your decisions. You competitive in StarCraft, yeah. B Flash, yeah. Okay. At these pieces. Once this side, this cloak goes here. Yes. Okay. That's on you. That's crazy. Looks and keystrokes to average RTS competitive game is wild. Yeah, it's not something I can do. So I don't bother to compete. All right, piece number 4 and piece number 18. We're getting the legs. Let's get some legs. There's piece number 18. Piece number 4. That's 7. It did say 4, right? Yes, it said 4. There's 4. Okay. Last typer, I'd tear a muscle in my hand trying to. Yeah. No thanks. Nope. Okay. 4. And 18. I mean, you guys have seen me play games before. Like, I play games like a potato. I did try a demo for a game that looked really cool to me. It's a city builder survival game, but it's like focus on dwarves. It's called King of the Dwarves, I believe, is what it's called. King of the Dwarves. I can look that up in a minute, but there's a demo for it. It's not out yet. I had a lot of fun playing the game, and I intend on buying it if it comes out, you know, in like a reasonable state and everything. And I was trying to read up on it, like, man, have they talked about a release date? Are they going to update the demo anytime soon? Any of this stuff? And apparently this game was supposed to release in 2019, and it has not released yet. So my hopes for the game coming out anytime soon have been a little dashed, because that's quite the window to miss. If I come back to this model tomorrow afternoon and it just pulls apart a clear one, we'll know that this plastic glue doesn't work on. It's clear plastic. I know in Games Workshop and with Fantasy Flight, the plastic glue did not work on their clear because it was acrylic. It wasn't like HIPS plastic, but I think that their plastic is HIPS. It's injection molded. Okay, we actually put his leg on, don't we? Yeah, okay. Let's put the leg on. Goes back there. Yep. Oh, okay. Fits in pretty nicely. Slot that piece in there. Cool. We got you. Now we can turn the page. $13 and $7. And 7. Saturday ended up pretty busy. Wasn't quite. Well, I guess I was expecting. We knew it was going to be busy, but going to be a late evening last night. Pieces together here. There's a leg. does this go here? Front of his okay, there it is. All right. Yep. I don't know the anatomy of a whatever this dude is called. Horns fan, welcome in. I am painting. This is a promo miniature for the StarCraft miniature game that's releasing in March. And this guy, I'll show you a picture of the mini here. 1 second. So he has 2 models in the box. This guy is apparently supposed to be super stealthy. So, well, where is it? Okay, alright. So, StarCraft miniature game, it's this guy, who is Zeratul. And it's not resin, it is hard plastic, so it's hips, you know, like the stuff we're used to. This is made by Archon Studios, and yeah, they have a game coming out. And this is like a unique character from the game. Yeah. Oh, WoW had a minis game? I had no idea WoW had a minis game. That's hilarious. I was into WoW about, 17, 18 years ago. Okay, let me get these instructions back out. But there we go. But yeah, I am assembling this mini to get it ready because I am going to give this away around the end of the week. We're going to do a stream where we paint it. And at the end of that stream, hopefully he will be done and painted. And I'll get to draw a name of someone who gets this mini. I'll figure out something with this, the clear plastic bit. Not quite sure yet, but yo Raptor, what's going on? How you doing? There we go, yep, fits right in there. Alright. It's his arm next. 17, 22, and 3. It's 12. Okay, 17. And then piece number 3. And the fun thing about 22 is it's clear anyway. They just put both of them in the clear plastic, which is kind of an interesting idea, but that's, yep, it's 22 right here. So for about 3 years, really enjoyable. More tabletop grid-based game than a full freeform skirmish game. Okay. Production decided to return on investment wasn't worth it and shut it down. Yeah. That's too bad. That's cool though. I was really into WoW for probably too long for my health, but number 3. Yo, getting your coffee going, man. A good cup of coffee sounds really nice right now. I've been drinking a lot of tea in the morning, so it's been my go-to. Yeah, around 10 years ago. Oh, you said 15 years. So man, 2011. I was probably not quite as much into mini gaming at that moment. But I gotta go to this gray one, figure out where the nubs are. We'll go to the clear one. So right in the top of his wrist piece there. toward the back, and I think that's it. Okay. Sure enough, he's a little wrist nub. Deal. Just play WoW more than we should. Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's honestly kind of a miracle that my wife, who I was dating at the time, decided to stay with me. 2008. Oh, okay, so that was like my peak WoW playing time. Dang. All right. Do you use a lot of super glue? What super glue do you use? So, as far as actual super glue, my preference is the Monument Hobbies Pro Affix. It's a gel super glue. My only issue with it is like the nozzle starts to get clogged up after a while, but once you kind of figure out that it does, you learn how to work with it. But that's my preference because it's a gel as a super glue, and it holds super tight. Like I joked about it with Zen. I showed Zen this glue one time. He was just like, okay, whatever, I'll use my Gorilla Glue. That's what everybody says. And then he tried it, and it was like a week later he dropped the mini, and the mini broke in like everywhere there wasn't glue. Like the glue held, but everywhere else broke on the mini. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. So that was his convincing thing. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Pro-Fix glue, which I was planning on getting a bottle this weekend, and I totally forgot to even look for it. But she was not into it. No, she was not a gamer. Not until after we were married, really. She would play some games with me, but yeah. Her MMO that she got into, we both got really into this when it came out. It was about 2011. Was Star Wars: The Old Republic. That was our jam. She played that game probably for 10 years. Oh no, did I drop the sword? Darn it. Oh, there it is. Okay. That's easy. Keep dropping stuff tonight. I had a ton of fun with Star Wars: The Old Republic. That was a great MMO. I mean, it's still around. It's on Steam now, which is crazy. It's available on Steam. So, Sig, welcome in. They're the same mini. This is Zeratul. I believe I'm saying his name right. He is a Protoss character. And this is for the StarCraft miniature game. Yeah. The Dark Templar, there you go. Yep. How's that all fits? Man, these pieces are pretty intuitive how they fit. You guys ever have that GW piece where it's like a weird angle and you're like yeah, you're just sitting there like twisting it, trying to figure out how the angles fit? Like these ones fit so well. Yeah, been busy? Yeah. The BioWare adventure game or the MMO? BioWare made both of them. I don't think BioWare makes the MMO now, but it was the MMO. So I played Knights of the Old Republic as a younger lad on like Xbox, but Knights of the Old Republic was the adventure game, but this was the MMO. Clear one's a little more difficult to figure out. We got it. A pure clear mini is really hard to tell like what's going on. Okay, next, Big Cloak. That's what we're on. Piece number 14. Bit busy. Yeah. Where did that cloak break? It looks like it may have. Helping create a map of the Warhammer Fantasy World. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just clean that up a little bit. It's no big deal at all. That's the nice thing about tattered cloaks. Something's broken, you can just make it look natural. See, for TTRPG players. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've worked with Archon Studios minis a bit, and everything I have done with their minis has been really pleasant. Like, it's been a nice experience working with all of them. So I have yet to assemble. This is the first clear plastic I've assembled from them. So that's a bit different, but it's cool though. Yeah, they make really nice looking minis. You still do any gaming? I keep meaning to paint more, but I'll sit down at the computer, suddenly 3 hours gone, I think, where they were my mini painting time. I do that occasionally, Horns fan, yeah. Let's go. That goes up. Like, sits up upside down. Hold on, I'll answer your question in a second. I gotta figure this out a little bit. Oh, there's a little tab right there. Okay, yeah. So it sits. Oh, there we go. Yep, sits just like that. Okay. Yeah, the kind of gaming I tend to find myself doing. So, like, do I want to sit down for like 8 hours and play some grand strategy game and just like get lost in? Of course I do. Yeah. I installed Hearts of Iron 4 like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, man, I just want to play this. It just sounds like fun. I installed, and I kid you not, I opened the game and the launcher came up, and I sat there and stared at the launcher for like 15 minutes and just closed it. And that was as far as I got, because my whole thought was like, I'm gonna open this up, and I know how this works. You know, I don't know if it's my ADHD or just, you know, who I am at this point or whatever, but I'm gonna do nothing but play this game for like a week, and then I'm gonna spend like a day without playing because I'm busy or doing something, and then I'm not gonna pick it up again for another 5 years. That's just what I'm going to do. That's how I treat games a lot at this point. So then, knowing that, the games I end up playing are games I can spend, you know, half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that, and still like do something. Which is unfortunate, because I'm a huge, like, I love grand strategy and like 4X and Total War games. I'm a huge fan of those. I would love to like get a run of Divinity Original Sin or something like that, you know, going, but those games just take too much of my time. Yeah, and it's not even like the missed painting. Like, I do enjoy painting. I paint a lot anyway, so, you know, I never feel like I'm really missing my painting time, but yeah, it's just getting sucked into that. I feel like I'll miss something else, or it'll be just a weird cycle. Yeah, so like over Christmas break, like my son and wife both had their like their winter break from school and everything, and I didn't stream. I don't think I streamed for like 2 weeks or something. It was pretty crazy, but we had all these different things going on, and like all these family gatherings, and the whole family was sick at one point. It was a crazy thing, and except for me, I wasn't sick, but my wife, being the saint that she is, she's like, I don't want you getting sick, so I'll take care of both of us, and you just go quarantine yourself, like downstairs. And I was like, okay. So I turned on, what was I playing? I played War Thunder. I was like, cool. I want to blow some stuff up as a tank and some airplanes and stuff. So I downloaded War Thunder. I think I paid like $7 for a week of premium and just like went nuts with War Thunder for a week. And then a week later, everybody's feeling better, fortunately. And we went to visit my parents out of state for like a good 3-4 days or something, about 4 days or whatever. But I knew I was never going to touch War Thunder again, basically. and that's essentially what happened. I got home, and I ended up uninstalling it, actually. You gotta be careful. There's a lot of loose pieces. Go in. That. Not fitting in. I think when I get some glue in there, it'll help it a little easier. Yeah, I got my $7 in value there. I play, I played this game years ago. I just dropped it. It may have been like 2016, 2017, the last time I played that game, but I was leveling German tanks and American aircraft. And I wanted to do both, but it's the way the game's set up, like you can't do both. So I was leveling my German tanks, and I got a ton of tanks. It was cool. So leveled a whole bunch. Premium's the way to go in that game. Dang, you level so fast. It's really nice. But that's kind of how they want it to be, right? Oh yeah, okay, that arm fit in really nice. Alright, cool. We got the arms. I was young playing Morrowind and thinking, when I'm old, I'll play games forever. You've no desire to play 60, 80-hour campaign games. Yeah, yep. It's crazy. And it's not like I don't want to. Like, I want to do that, And I think that'd be a great birthday gift from my family. Just be like, hey, here's the computer. Like, go sit in your office, and we'll bring you drinks and food and snacks, and you just game all day. Be like, sweet. I also feel like I'd waste my day doing that, though. That does, so like, part of that. Dang it. But yeah, I plan on doing that, guys. Whenever, like, there are some games coming out this year, and maybe early next year, that I am beyond excited for. One of those, Dawn of War 4, I'm pumped. I hope you guys are ready. I plan on playing some Dawn of War 4. I don't know if I'll play a ton of Dawn of War 4, but I do plan on playing Dawn of War 4 on stream. The other game that just has me enraptured and thinking I'm just going to be a full-time video game streamer is Total War Warhammer 40k. That game comes out, I may never paint another mini in my life. I say that, I definitely won't be the case, but yeah, there might be a full-time, you know, the Total War dad or something. Do I need to copyright that? I think I might need to copyright that. But yeah, so I plan on playing a lot of that game. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but like my jam is Total War games. Like that's my thing when it comes to video games. Like the thing I enjoy. Not that I'm the best at it, but is this go on? Okay. There's the little tab. Sits. That. Dawn of War 2 is top screen? No. Dawn of War 3 doesn't exist, Horns fan. Don't. They skipped 3 and they just went to 4. I loved the Dawn of War 2, the campaign of Dawn of War 2. The gameplay of Dawn of War 1 was my favorite by far, but the progression and the level up system for your squads in Dawn of War 2 was so good. So absolutely good. Like being able to like find Terminator armor and give your tactical marines Terminator armor and then the whole squad becomes Terminator is like peak 40k leveling. Jaded, the real story with Dawn of War 3 is they turned it into a MOBA style like action game. Like it's still an RTS, but it's much more like MOBA, like focused on like hyper competitive. It was following in the veins of like League of Legends was super popular and like that like fast paced back and forth kind of thing. And they fully like leaned into that. And it was so bad. I remember they showed the trailer, the like cinematic trailer for the game was good. It was weird. It was really trippy, but it was good. It wasn't as good as the first two. It was still good. The first time they showed gameplay, I was like, alright, I'm out. Like, they had the captain in Terminator armor with a Thunderhammer, and he was somersaulting in the air, like over a ravine into units, and it was absolutely wild, like seeing just how awful that game looked. Yeah, how it was not like 40k at all. Yeah, it was really bad. It was like pretty universally panned by everybody. The point like it never got any DLCs, it never got any support. They just released it and then we're like done with it. And then Relic, yeah, they're not making the fourth one. The fourth one is a different studio. Okay, that's a finished sprue. Recycle that bad boy there. Yep. I remember watching that gameplay trailer. I was like, nope. Goliath Games, how you doing? So I am not painting right now. However, I am assembling a special mini. So this mini was actually donated to me, given to me by I guess donated to the Painting Dad as an entity or whatever from someone local to me. This is to do what I want. I'm going to give this mini away when I paint it. It's actually 2 minis in one, but the mini itself is this. It's from the StarCraft tabletop miniature game. It's this guy. Zeratul. So he's like a Protoss character in StarCraft. I'm not terribly familiar with StarCraft, so I know what Zerg are, I know what Marines are, or Terrans. So I'm assembling this guy, and I'm going to paint him this week, probably Thursday when I paint him, and I'm going to give him away on Thursday. So, completely free to enter. All you have to do is show up and say something in the in chat. Say hi. Insult Space Wolves. I don't know. Say something mean about Terrans or Zerg. Like, give me some StarCraft humor. I don't know, but yeah. I'll give this many away. We'll draw names. Dang it! I keep dropping these pieces. I think I am tired. This is my sign. But this mini comes with 2 sprues. One is a gray plastic, kind of your standard gray plastic, and then the other is a clear sprue, but it's clear HIPS plastic, so high impact polystyrene, like the same kind of plastic as the gray. It's not like acrylic or anything. So plastic glue works with it, and I'm not seeing any staining from it. I'm using, just plastic cement. I'm using some limonene stuff, some non-toxic or less than toxic limonene based cement, but I don't notice any like staining or ill effects from the plastic cement or anything. Yeah, this will be fun. Paint it and give it away. This game is not out until March. Toward the end of March, maybe. It's like the 21st, 22nd. It might be Adepticon when it's getting like its full release. So you can have one of these minis a little earlier. I did always think that, as someone who never played StarCraft, if there was one faction I was interested in with StarCraft, it was the Protoss. I like the big walkers, and they had like the cool the zealots, the cool like double sword guys and everything. They looked neat. So. Okay, we did that. We gotta do this one. Keep dropping stuff. Alright, here we go. Put things together. So, number 2. There. No, let's go on the head first. Don't tell me this is something where I need like 3 hands. Where's paint? Oh, you're Logan Grimnar. Nice, nice. Logan Grimnar is a cool looking mini. The new one, I'm guessing, right? With the 2 wolves and everything. That's really cool. we go. Okay. What happen is this other piece get in right here. Just like that. Okay. Its head is together. Try this again. Get the Space Wolf Army box tackle as well. Very nice. I hate Space Wolves. It's alright though. It's alright. This is kind of difficult to assemble because I can't quite see what's what. Can't tell if the pieces are fitting or not. I think that's right. I think what just needs to happen I just need to get this other piece on here. Okay, I think that's right. A clear plastic is difficult. Why do you hate Space Wolves? I'm a Thousand Suns person, that's why. Also, I don't like how they're written by GW. Their lore, for the most part. The new minis that came out last year do look really good, though. I will say that. They got away from the Wolfman, Mr. Wolf riding a wolf, wearing a wolf, wielding a wolf kind of mentality. So, kudos to GW for going back to more Space Viking vibes. But, yeah. Let's go on. That goes there. Oh, yeah. Right in. Gaps here. Okay. There he is. Yeah, Viking meets Space Marine. Yeah, that's where they're their coolest. I think if they had a little more, like in the lore, a little more interest, they would be. I think they'd be more interesting, but GW literally cannot let the Space Wolves lose. They write them to where they literally never lose, and it doesn't matter who they're up against, what's going on. Like it'll like who's present from the Space Wolves, they just win. Dark Angels, but they got boring to paint. That's fair. Yeah. Space Wolves definitely have a little more variety, so I get that. Okay. So what's going to happen, I assume. Yep, that goes there. These feet not glued properly. Don't know. Good. Spread out here. Let's do that. I'm going to glue the painted one on the painted model, and what I'll do is somebody, we do the giveaway. If the person wants the clear model, I'll send it to them. 3:15 a.m. Holy cow. Yeah, get some sleep. Absolutely go get some sleep. There we go. Alright. Pretty big mini. That is, yeah, these StarCraft minis look big and chunky. They're definitely, I mean, that's kind of the vibe with Blizzard stuff, right? It's always like that like big chunky aesthetic. So they're going for that in the minis. The minis look like they're straight out of like one of the video games, right? Like they look ridiculous to paint, frankly. Like they look like they'd be exhausting to paint. Like this guy's fine because he's a character and like that's cool and whatever. Like he can take a while to paint, but man, just seeing some of like the Zerglings and the Protoss minis, they look wild. I'm gonna hold him on here for a little bit, just because I don't want him to fall. Let's see. Okay, oh, he's sitting on there kind of nicely, actually. Okay. Good deal. This will be fun to paint. So the color profile on this mini, let's take a look. There are blues and purples and greens and gold. I think that's incredible. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And we got some like warm magenta colors down here. Lots of really fun colors to paint here. Lots of cool colors, and I love that. I enjoy that a whole lot. So excuse me. Oh, that's definitely PA Royal Purple in a nutshell here. These greens will be nice. I can use some bright greens. And I know this is like lighting, but maybe we can try to mess around with some OSL. But I am going to set this mini down. Okay. Big piece. That's a cool mini. Yeah. I like it. It's a very cool mini. I think what I'm going to do now, we're going to do something a little smaller. And I don't know, Misfit, you're here. Phaedros? I don't know if Phaedros is present. Phaedros, if you're chilling in stream or not, but so, okay. Phaedros and I think Misfit, if Misfit 23 is in chat. You guys wanted to see the my clone tank for Star Wars Legion. So if you see Phaedros in chat, said he was working on his TX-130, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, it's his clone tank, and so it was, yeah, TX-130, a saber tank. So I was telling him I painted mine. So I painted mine in the color scheme of the 332nd, which is the 501st clones that go with Ahsoka to the Siege of Mandalore in the Clone Wars. But this is my saber tank. So this is it. So we got the clone with the design on his helmets. I painted this dude in early 2020. This thing's got me covered in dust. It's been sitting on a shelf for a long time. Early 2020. So fun story about this mini in particular. This was my didn't know COVID was happening mini. So I had surgery on my wrist right before. It was like in February or something. I had surgery, and I was off work for 6 weeks. Right before or right after my surgery, this model, the ARC Troopers, the Droid AAT, and the Droid Commando minis, the BX Commando droids came out for Legion. And I was getting all those because I was playing both those factions in Legion. I was really into it. And so I was out of work for 6 weeks, and I was like, well, sweet. What I'll do, I'll have my surgery when my wrist is better. I'll just start painting these minis, and I'll have them painted. I'll just show up to game night and be like, yeah, I got these painted. It's going to be sweet. And this was kind of when I started my I don't play with unpainted minis kind of rule. Was with my Star Wars Legion gaming. So I had my surgery, and I would try to like hold a brush and it would hurt and everything. So like it was about a week. I think it was like a week and a couple days I could actually hold a brush. So and start painting, comfortably, carefully but comfortably. That Saber tank was the mini I started painting, and I seriously spent. Let's see, my son was young. He was at a daycare, because like I guess I was just chilling at home, but I was getting paid and everything, so it was cool. But I spent the entire week. It was like 40 hours painting that mini, and I had it done on Friday. Well, I think it was that Friday I finished that mini. I was like, all right, sweet. I'm ready to get into the droid tank. Let's do this. It's gonna be awesome. And that Friday was when everything hit the fan. It was like early March or something, where everything hit the fan, and our governor like told the state, basically the schools, to close for 3 weeks, and everybody was sent home, and it was like a like a stay-at-home kind of suggestion or order or whatever, and there was this whole thing, and like everything just just happened, and so I never got my. I think that was 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks of my 6 weeks on my recovery, and I never got my other 4 weeks of just quiet painting on my own. And maybe I resented that deep down and decided to just start painting and streaming full time, a year later or whatever. But yeah, that was wild. All right, we're gonna assemble this guy, the Mr. Big Brain. I'm gonna give this guy away in a future giveaway. I want to do this this StarCraft mini, but I figured I'll assemble this mini, and we'll paint him and give him away another time. So, gives us something to do. I can recycle that too. So, yeah, we got the assembly stuff out. Why don't we just do it? Alright. Let's compare this to EW Plastics here. Number 7, number 6. I do have a Genestealer Cult's army, but I only have like 80 miniatures for it, and that's like 1,200 points. So it was never enough to be like worth continuing. They took so long to paint, to like even a basic standard. It was crazy. An especially crazy fact about Genestealer Cult minis is there is one miniature in the entire Genestealer Cult line that has a closed face helmet. Every single other non-vehicle, right? There are vehicles that you don't see the people inside, but every single other mini has a face, and you have to paint that face, every one. And the only mini that doesn't is the from the bikes, the Adelant Jackals. It's the dude on the quad, the Wolf Quad. Oh, that fits right in there. Okay. You can give him it's like a spaceman helmet, and you can have it with a closed visor, but that's it. It's the only one with a closed helmet. Okay, cool. What do we got next? What's next? Nine, 8, and 11. There's 8. This will be a fun one giveaway though. My son picked this one out. 9, and there's 11. goes all the way up there. Yeah, I think whenever Total War 40K comes out, I could probably do a whole lot with that. I would love to spend a lot of time following that game. What's that go? It's like a claw that he has. It's a tail. This guy has a tail? No way. He does have a tail. He has a little Tyranid tail. Yeah. It's funny. Okay, next. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 2, 3. Piece number 1. So 1 gets glued right between those. And this plastic here. Okay. So his big brain here. This piece. All this fit together. Oh man. That goes right there. Yep, okay. Okay, I see it. There, okay. Keep you right there, and we have his armor plate. You're gonna expose your brain. Might want to wear a helmet. Painting pilot, welcome in. How are you doing? There we go. Yep, you sit right there. Not too bad. Yeah. Glad you could make it. We're just chilling. I assembled very new mini a little bit ago, and I'm just gonna put this guy together real quick. See what we get. So what I put together earlier was this guy. This is Zeratul from the StarCraft miniature game. It's a promo mini they released, or have released ahead of the main game. Maybe, I think, is how it's going, because the actual game, StarCraft miniature game, comes out in March something. So I'm going to paint that guy and give him away to a lucky chatter this week. So, but I wanted to assemble him ahead of time to make sure he's all prepped and ready to go. It's more fun putting new minis like that together on stream. Hey, Serve Sombraro, welcome. Welcome in. Serves, did you want to see the Solar Auxilia minis? I have some with me. That's you, right? That we were chatting the other day. Was that yesterday? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Get this guy's arm on, and I'll show you. I brought down just a couple minis. I didn't bring any tanks or anything because it's hard to show them off on the little camera. But so this is a basic las rifle right here. I use the same base toppers I use for my Thousand Suns. They're just, you know, smaller for these guys. They're made for this size. It's a simpler color scheme for them, but I think they take longer than a normal Marine just because they have more colors. Overall, it's a base color wash and a single highlight on most of the parts, and the red is just I believe it's just Blood Angels red over a white gold. Yeah, the bone, like the khaki color on that's really nice. It's I have this color scheme written down. I think it's just ivory or dark flesh from Pro Acryl is the base color there. And then I have sergeants, so my unit sergeants, it's the crest. So I match the crest pattern with the Vexilla in the unit. We'll have a Vexilla that has the same two colors, so I have blue and white on this squad. And at the moment, I only have 2 las rifle sections of 20, so I haven't like explored this army too far. But that one's blue and white, and then I have this guy is my second squad is green and purple. I apparently went above and beyond with the with the amount of colors in that one. But yeah, I have 40 las rifles. I have a command section. I have a couple tanks, including my favorite tank in all of Warhammer, which is the Malkador Infernus. So yeah, none of the other squad members have this. So it's literally just the command models that have these. Everybody else, they're just all the same, because I feel like that's appropriate. Like, they should know where they go, so they follow their leader or whatever. But I could probably put transfers on their shoulders or something and denote them in some other way. But I have not had to deal with that problem because I don't have a ton of Solar Auxilia at the moment, so it is not my problem. Okay, yeah, we just have the one piece left, right? Yeah, just his little Charles Xavier head touch thing. We'll Pop that in the recycle pile. I like the idea of Solar Earth. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yep. I've done it in 3rd edition once. And it was hilarious seeing my a Leviathan Dreadnought melt a bunch of Prospering Spire Guard and then get melted itself because I used their reaction that fries their brain when they try to kill my troops. So that was a lot of fun. The Prospering Spire Guard rule is really good. But yeah, if you are going to build, if you want to play it like smart, and you really want to play Prospering Spire Guard every time, then don't build Vexillas with them. The Vexillas hurt them, and don't allow them to use their reaction. So, alright, cool. Professor Xing somebody here, touching his brain. Alright. Very nice. We assembled a couple minis. Showed off some minis. This mini is... It's the Benefactus. It's the new Genestealer cult character. It's like big brain and zaps people. So I assembled this mini. I'm gonna do it a giveaway in a future giveaway, but the giveaway for this this week, I assembled Zeratul. So he's together, and then I assembled the clear version. So there's a clear version of the mini in the set that unfortunately does not have his own base, because you could put him on the base. But yeah. So I might give this to the assembly was really nice. Yeah, Archon Studios, they do a good job. I like how their sprues are labeled, and everything on this mini went together really easily. They slot in really easy, and everything's like anything that you have to like fit with a weird connection always has like a little tab and slot. So your neck muscle, keep that on. Yeah. He just uses his telekinesis to keep his head floating. That's what he does. The clear model is more difficult, but that might just be because I'm an old man and can't tell the details on this mini. So, but it wasn't too bad. No, I mean, I assembled this whole thing in an hour. So, both minis. Yeah, it's really cool. And you said the Protoss don't come in the big starter set. They have their own starter set, right? Do you think they'll get to the point where they release like the big stuff in the game? Yeah, this plastic is not that much different, and I think that this is still HIPS plastic, like the high impact polystyrene, like the same kind of plastic as this, which is a relatively like new-ish technology. Before, Games Workshop made clear minis like this for Lord of the Rings, and they had like a Frodo and a Bilbo and an Isildur they made, and it was them when they're wearing the ring. You replace the mini with the invisible mini, and so they would do that, but they used acrylic, and acrylic does not adhere, and it's not affected by plastic cement. So you'd have to super glue it. And the problem with super glue is it clouds up, and it's kind of difficult to use at that point. That Archon used these, and I'm 99% sure that this is HIPS that they made. So I mean, it came on the same type of sprue. It was not as brittle as clear plastic I've messed with before. It still was, I guess, slightly more than the gray plastic, but I did use plastic cement, and it's holding together right now. So I figured this time tomorrow might be the time to figure out if the glue actually held it well or not, because sometimes the cement will dry and it'll just kind of stick to itself a little bit anyway, but it won't actually, you know, melt and adhere the plastic to itself. So we're gonna give it some time to cure and see. Yeah, this will be a fun mini to paint. I like the color palette on this mini. The like super cool color palette with blue, green, and purple, and then like a little bit of gold, and the we can mess with the little Zerg head down here. Give you a demo kit for a Dungeons and Lasers. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I have some Dungeons and Lasers stuff. I painted a giant mini, which I really enjoyed painting. It was a lot of fun to paint. So yeah, it was easy to put together and everything. I felt like for a long time, a lot of companies that made plastic minis, and I think like Mantic Games was kind of bad about this. War Games Atlantic was bad about this. Warlord Games was also bad about this, where they would make plastic minis, and I think they would go for more realistic proportions with like the sharpness of detail. And it's hard to describe, like the I guess how much you make details like stick out, like physically like pop out from the mini. And those companies, I always felt like the details in the plastic mini was just really soft. And when you paint them, it was always like, it was difficult to distinguish between different parts in the minis. There's always that issue. Games Workshop has always been very good about having very paintable miniatures. The details are easy to pick out on the minis. Even after they're primed and everything, they rarely had issues with like soft detailed minis. Archon Studios is the first company that I had seen that gets that like paintability in the sculpt like down. So I felt that way with the minis that I own for them already. So like even early on they were doing that. But it seems like with this game now, I know the StarCraft minis all look like they have an insane level of detail to paint, and it seems like it would take forever to paint an army for that game, but at least the minis are paintable, and like, yeah, they have like good detail in the sculpt. Yeah, they have to be detailed. Well, yeah, even just like your normal like run-of-the-mill infantry side, like 28 mil infantry, there's so many companies that couldn't get good detail, like good like deep detail in a mini. And so yeah, Archon Studios is a great company. They make some really good looking minis. I like this mini a lot. This is cool. I would not mind painting this and putting it on my shelf. I'm gonna give it to somebody, so we're gonna give it away on Thursday. It's gonna be good. Is it a much lower model count? Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Grayskin, what do you wash it to give it color? Purple. What grayskin in particular? Are you talking about this guy? The grayskin on this dude? The photo here, if that's who you're talking about, his skin looks very blue, in my opinion. So I will probably use some like gray blues, maybe more toward gray, and like wash them down with a deep blue and kind of build up from there. Jasper, and welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We're just chilling. I assembled a couple minis, and we're just messing around for a few minutes, just chatting. It's blue-gray. Okay. Yeah, I'll look up some stuff. I like the reference photo they gave. Does the box have... Yeah, okay. The lighting on the box is a little better. Yeah, the lighting on the box, the gray, it shows up more as like... It's like a tau color almost. Yeah. I get that. Like a tau flesh. Yeah, the colors on here are a little more like saturated. Yeah, look at that. So there's quite a difference there. Yeah. So I will keep the box around then. And yeah, we had there was someone in here earlier, was my resident expert, told me I had to paint him the right colors or I was going to be wrong. So okay, cool. The glue's holding. But yeah, you'll paint him. So he has to have a green blade. That's a necessary thing. So, and the stealth one, I think I'm just not gonna paint. I wish I had a second base though. Yeah, them giving a second base would be appropriate, but I understand the base is part of the sprue, but also like they could just stamp that. It was two sprues with the same contents. It's just the one sprue had the base pieces on it. They could definitely just stamp out this sprue twice, but then and you can paint the base. Yeah, so that was a little unfortunate they didn't give a second base. I think that would have been cool, but it's a unique character, right? You're only going to field one of them. I don't see the issue. Like, I don't think people are going to go around passing their Zeratul to their friends. Gotta paint within the visible spectrum. Know that fancy ultraviolet paint? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. But yeah, and then we put Mr. Brain here. His big brain. Gene Stealer Cold guy. Who looks so tiny compared to the StarCraft mini. It will. The non-pro model have the base? Oh, that's awesome to know. Okay. Man, kudos to them recognizing that. Dang. Also, it makes me feel better that my opinions are on point with with a lot of other people, it seems. So very cool. Well, guys, I think from there, I think I'm gonna call the stream. Okay, we're gonna close it down. I will be on Tuesday, and Tuesday I'm gonna be working on these Votans some more. So just trying to knock them out this week will be my goal. And then hopefully Thursday's my plan. We're gonna be painting this guy on Thursday. I'm probably gonna base coat him purple to get that cloak, get work on that cloak done. But Thursday will be giveaway for this. So if you want a chance of getting this many completely for free, you just have to show up in stream and in chat. You gotta say hi, say something, let me know you exist in stream, and I will put you down for an entry for this. And then I need a way to contact you, obviously, after stream. So but we'll talk about that. But we'll try to give this away. If you want a second chance at winning this, like a second entry, just be a paid member of the Patreon. Any dollar amount goes as low as $1. $1's $5. So any dollar amount, on top of all the other benefits from Patreon, you get an additional entry into this giveaway. So that's all we got. But that was fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to painting that mini. Should be a nice break from just like straight Warhammer all the time. But you guys have a wonderful evening and a wonderful Monday. And I will see you all Tuesday morning. Bye, everybody.